Hi guys, coming to you with a Dragon's Nest First Impressions gameplay video. This is Sneaky and Mean. I guess this isn't exactly really a First Impressions video considering I have played this game already actually. As you can see here, I have a level 10 character. I haven't played a whole lot of the game, but I've played a bit of it. But regardless, I'm going to show you the start of the game, character creation, what the beginning of the game is like. For those of you who don't know a whole lot about this game, it's made by Nexon. It's very similar to Nexon's Vindictus in that it's an action RPG, MMORPG I should say. It's not really ability spamming. There's actually some action to it. It's not, I wouldn't necessarily say it's skill based, because it's from the kind of content that I've seen from it, there's not a whole lot of skill to it. But as far as classes go, you have the Cleric, which I've actually played already. Kind of like your tank, paladin kind of class from what I've seen. You have your warrior over here. I suppose I could click on him and it looks a little cooler. Your warrior, which I'm pretty sure is mostly DPS. Over here, you have your sorceress, which I don't know a whole lot about. And then you got your archer. And like a whole lot of Nexon's games, I've played Vindictus and I've also played DFO, Dungeon Fighter Online that is. One thing I don't really like about them is, even though, this game doesn't really have a whole lot of variety of classes, but some of the other games do, but you can't change the sex of the classes, which kind of sucks, because I'm typically not the kind of person who loves to play characters of the opposite sex of me. I'm not sexist or something like that, but I'm a guy. I like to play as a dude. But whatever, I won't complain too much. It's really not that big of a deal, but it's just one little thing about Nexon's games that carry over to this one. I'm going to play an archer today because I haven't played this class, and I think it'd be kind of fun to play this one, so we'll go Sneaky and Mean. Character creation isn't too extensive. 4 hair colors, a couple different hairstyles. We'll go somewhere ridiculous looking. That's pretty intense. Not ridiculous, but intense. Blue, yeah. Couple different faces. I don't really care. A couple different eye colors. You can change the starting outfit. It really doesn't matter much as far as in-game, just cosmetic. We're gonna go all blue. That's pretty much the extent of the character creation for this game, so not too much. Alright, I'll go to create. Okay. And no, I do not want to make a second password. And you got different channels like most of Nexon's games here, so for the most part they don't get too populated. There's usually about 1 channel at normal. The rest of them are at fair. But that's it on this server, at least. I don't know what the other ones are like, and this is actually a new server that I play on. So after this loading screen, we'll get right into the game. This game does have a decently interesting story. It does have cutscenes for its, I guess you could call them instanced areas. Like here you can see it is instanced and does have cutscenes, and they can be a little interesting if you follow along with them. But sometimes you could kind of lose what's going on, especially if you're not really reading the text from your quests, which I tend to not do since I've played so many MMOs with scrolling text that I really just don't give a shit, to be honest with you. So, yep, mean green guy attacking the little girl. Pretty much the premise of how this starts. Pretty basic controls, kind of standard. Now, this is how, the action element of the... It's actually kind of fun shooting instead of melee, like on a cleric. But this is, you know, pretty much how the action element of the game goes. You actually have crosshairs and you click. You do have abilities, as you can see in the bottom left hotbar. Oh, my bad, I was hitting the wrong button. Yeah, see, you get the scrolling text here, and it's, you know, it's interesting, but it isn't great. So I'll just kind of skip through there. More cutscene. Yep, there I am, with my gray hair. I swear my hair was blue in character creation. I guess not now. I do know that the warrior and the archer start out in a similar lobby area, and the cleric and the sorceress start out in a similar lobby area. You don't ever need to see that again. You know, they got open beta events. This game is an open beta, but from what I've seen, it's pretty well, I wouldn't necessarily say polished, but it's in good condition. Quite a few players in the game, as you can see. Alright, let's get to some questing. Another thing, unfortunately, about Nexon games that I've noticed with this one as well, pretty much everybody looks exactly the same.
Please be careful.
And this is the tutorial part of a quest I'm going to show you. It's pretty straightforward. Honestly, it shows the exact same thing that I just frickin' did with the lame cutscene and little girl killing some goblins or whatever. Yeah, there we go. And just moving around, yeah. Everybody knows how to move around in most of these games. Just in case you're 3 years old. Oh, there is dodging in the game too, which kind of adds a pretty unique element to the combat in this game. There you go. The little side cartwheel. Regular attacks. And you pretty much just left click and you do regular attacks. Right click, you have special attacks, which really aren't all that special, just a little different, I suppose. Ooh, just got my butt whooped. We use some skills. Yeah, check that out.
Prepare yourself.
Skills are pretty cool, and you get new ones frequently. Low level, at a low level, you don't really have a whole lot, obviously, so they're not too interesting, but they get better as you level. Alright, get a little chest. And there's no loot bags like you'd see in World of Warcraft or most other MMOs. It's just, you see individual, it's kind of like, I would almost say, not exactly how looting works in groups, but it's kind of like Diablo or Borderlands, where you just see all the individual items and you just walk up and pick them up. But I haven't grouped a whole lot in this game so far, and I'm pretty sure, you know, you don't, it's not the same style where just everybody sees a bunch of shit laying around and they just frantically grab whatever looks cool. It's not like that. I'm positive it's not like that. You may be able to actually set that in loot options in parties. One neat thing about questing in this game, it actually shows you an arrow on the right side of the screen, and it literally just points to exactly where you have to go. And all the areas are instance. It's not very open world, so it's not hard to I mean, literally, if you just follow the arrow in a very obvious direction, you will find where you need to go. You don't need to
No matter what.
worry too much about traveling very
Something to
far.
tell me? Hey, Cap.
Alright. And I apologize if it gets a little laggy. There are a shit ton of people running around in here. And Fraps doesn't, you know, it's not too bad, but it doesn't run too kindly with my computer sometimes. And see, this is, you're entering
Hello.
basically a new area once you come to this point. You can find a party if you want. Basically you just kind of, if you know where you want to go, you could individually just pick where you want, or what kind of parties you're looking for, and you could pick difficulties for a particular instance, and you could find people that way. But for the most part, it's really not too hard of a game. Even harder difficulties could be fairly easy sometimes, so we're just going to go on solo. And sometimes there's kind of like, you enter an instance area that splits off into instance areas. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but it really doesn't add much depth to the game. And as you can see on your map, kind of shows, that's not really what I'm going to show you, but you can kind of see the chain of all the different places along where you're going. And on here, this is one particular instanced area. The red entrances usually, actually only, are for actual kind of, I guess you could say dungeons, but it's not really like a group dungeon kind of thingy. I know when you, on Abyss, you know, difficulty, they get pretty hard and they suggest you have 4 people in your party and you're higher level and everything, and it drops better loot. But, we're only going to play on normal, so it's not going to be, we won't need that. But it shows the different areas you could access from this node, I guess you could call it. We're going to Shadow Force outskirts. And yeah, you can pick your difficulty, shows your rewards. Up here, you know, your quests that you have active there, and even achievements. There's quite a few achievements in this game, and they can be pretty fun, especially, you know, get a 30-hit combo. I mean, who doesn't love combos? And actually auto sent us in there. If you take your time, it'll automatically send you through. Ooh, don't want to shoot that guy.
I'm on duty. I'm not busy. You don't have to worry about
Alright,
me.
we're going to go on through here.
Yeah. Prepare yourself.
And I just noticed that that ability pretty much hits multiple units. That was pretty sweet, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Prepare yourself.
It's kind of